What's going on, guys? It's Minecraft Duty here with a Blackout video. In this video, I am going to be ranking all the Blackout guns from worst to best. I will not be including zombies guns in this video. Sorry about that. I'm honestly just lazy. Basically, how I'm going to be ranking them is I have 5 categories: recoil, damage, overall damage output, basically combination of accuracy, rate of fire, how many bullets you can put into someone, the feel of the gun, that involves like ADS and just like personal bias, honestly, and how well it fits into a class. Those 5 categories: recoil, damage, output, feel, and class maneuverability. And then I will give it an overall score, and that will overall give it its rank. If there's a tie, I might like kind of work with it a little bit, but yeah. So we are going to go ahead and get right into it. We are going to start off with number 26, RK7 Garrison, with a score of 6.2232 and an overall of 15. This gun just does not do enough damage for it just doesn't do enough of anything, really. It's just underperforms in all of its categories. That's pretty much it. The number 25 spot goes to the Mozu with a score of 4, 6, 6, 3, and 2, with an overall of 21. This is definitely better than the RK7, but it's still not great. It can dish out a lot of damage if you hit your shots, but if you miss, it is punishing. The reload time on this gun is rough, and it's hard to make up for that. It has the ability, but it doesn't usually perform how you want it to. So it will stay at number 25. Coming in at number 24, we have the Strife with a score of 8, 3, 4, 4, 4, with an overall score of 23. This gun does not have a lot of recoil. You can laser people with this gun. It has enough damage to kill people early game, and a magazine size that is sufficient to not have to reload every single time you have to hurt someone. This is by far the best pistol. It's still not something you want to take into late game, though, which is why it ranks so low on this list. Coming in at number 23 is the Hades. Honestly, this gun is awful. It has a score of 6.6713 for an overall score of 23, tied with the Strife, but I would prefer it over the Strife. Its feel is just awful. That's why I gave it a 1 for that. Its flash is all in your face. You can barely see. The recoil pattern is weird. It doesn't seem to put out enough damage for how much recoil it has. It's just not a great gun, in my opinion. And that's about it. In number 22 spot, we have the Titan, second in the LNG class, with a score of 6.6644, with an overall score of 26. This gun is much better than the Hades. It has better accuracy overall, and it feels way better than the Hades. It still has a lot of flash and still not an ideal weapon, but it definitely is better than the Hades. This is the first gun on this list that isn't awful, in my opinion. This is just in the bad tier, I would say. You want to look for a better gun if you get this gun, but you can work with it. That's why I have it ranked higher than a few guns on this list. Coming in at number 21 is the Hellions Salvor. It's the RPG of the game, and it doesn't really fit into the categories, so I just gave it an overall score of 27. This gun is not at all good for combat, which is what you're seeing in this clip, but it does have the ability to shoot down vehicles really well. That's literally what it is meant for. It's not a great gun to be carrying around. Maybe one person in your squad can have it, but it's just not a great gun to be carrying around, so that's why I gave it such a low spot. Coming in at number 20, we have the VKM 750 with a score of 5.8743 for an overall score of 27. This is the top ranking LMG in general. And it just outperforms the other LMGs because of its lower fire rate but high damage. You can control this recoil. That's what I like about this gun. It doesn't It's not a great gun, and it's hard to fit in with the class. That's why it's ranking so low, but it is, in my opinion, the best LMG that you can use. In number 19, we have the Auger DMR, the first of the tactical rifles in this video, with a score of 47664 with an overall of 27. This gun has the ability to hurt people, but the bullet speed is way too low. The damage isn't quite enough for its fire rate. It's a semi-auto. It basically acts like a sniper, but it doesn't have the damage of a sniper. The recoil is also really hard to control. It's just overall not a great gun. There's aspects of it that are okay, like just it hits kind of hard, has kind of okay recoil, but it's just there's no good aspect of the gun. Coming in at number 18, we have the SOG with a score of 57835, overall score of 28. This gun is good at close range, and that's it. It doesn't have much range at all. It's hard to use within a class because it doesn't have variability. It's only good at quite close range. It's basically within shotgun range, and that's it. It's really hard to use with any sort of sniper, which is oftentimes what you use an SMG for. Coming in at number 17 is the MX9 with a score of 656 and 6 with an overall of 29. This gun is a good all-around gun, but it has no really special qualities. This is the first gun that on this list that's, I would say, is okay. It has no special qualities, and that's what makes it not amazing, but it is a good all-around gun. Coming in at number 16 is the SG12 with a score of 66765 and an overall score of 30. This gun is the first of two shotguns, and it can perform really well. It can dish out damage pretty well. It can't go super long range, which makes sense because it's a shotgun, but I would say it's slightly under the MOG-12, which is our number 15 spot, but I would switch the two if SG-12 has extended barrel on it. The MOG-12 has a score of 77565 with also a score of 30. They're very stinking close and can easily be switched back and forth. I don't prefer one over the other very much. I would take the MOG-12 if the SG-12 does not have extended barrel, though. Coming in at number 14 is the Cordite, with every single category being 6 and the overall being 30. This is the most balanced gun on this list, having every single category at 6, and this outranks the MX9, which was also very balanced gun, just because its magazine can hold a ton of bullets. You can spray and not have to worry about that almost at all, and it still can have a lot of damage. Coming in at number 13 is the chka with a score of 69646 with an overall score of 31. This gun is the first sniper on the list, and it performs weirdly. It does a lot of damage, and on paper it looks really good, but it has a lot of idle sway. It's hard to hit your shots with this thing. It just doesn't quite feel right. I gave it a pretty low feel score just because I'm not comfortable using it, and I feel like a lot of people aren't as well. So it still is a decent gun, still okay, but it is not near the top at this point. Coming in at number 12 is the GKS, the second highest SMG on this list. It has a score of 66766 with an overall score of 31. It is, again, very balanced. It's a little better for close range. It has a slightly higher rate of fire than the previous SMGs that were also balanced, and it can just kill people a little faster. It's not a ton better, but I would say it is better and deserves this spot on the list. Coming in at number 11 is the Rampart 17, the first AR on this list, with a score of 58766 and an overall score of 32. I know some people really like the Rampart, but personally I just don't quite have the feel for it. It is still very good though, ranking number 11. All the ARs are very good. All of them are at least rank 11 since this is the first one. I really do enjoy this weapon. It is overall very good. Just the other ARs and the other weapons on this list outperform it. At number 10 on this list, we have the ICR7 with a score of 86676 and an overall score of 33. This gun has just a bit better recoil, not quite as much damage as the Rampart, but it just feels a little better overall. This gun can laser people if you're very accurate with it, which you can do because of the low recoil, but you have to really use that recoil to your advantage, and it's sometimes a little hard to. Coming in at number 9, we have the Swordfish, the second highest tactical rifle in this class with a score of 78765 and 33 overall. This gun is pretty good. It has decent damage, decent accuracy. It's not quite as good as some of the other weapons. Again, like the Rampart, it just doesn't perform quite as well as some of the higher weapons, but it is a good weapon. I'm not arguing about that at all. In the number 8 spot, we have the Vapor XKG with a score of 76677, an overall score of 33. This is the most balanced assault rifle. It has all kinds of ranges. It can shoot pretty far if you need to. It doesn't quite have the extreme ranges like some of them have, and it can shoot close range, not as close as some others can. It's very, very balanced at all ranges. It can damage people really well, but it doesn't thrive in any one of those categories, which is why it doesn't come, once again, near the top. Coming in at number 7 is the Maddox RFP with a score of 66769. 9 is the highest score I gave any gun in a class, and it's overall of 34. This gun performs really well at close range, and that allows it to really function well with other guns, especially snipers or long tactical rifles. It's a very good backup, and you can also use it early game at close range if you need to. It's a great overall weapon, and it works in many classes, which is why it has received the number 7 spot. In number 6, we have one that we'll probably disagree on, to be honest, and that is the SDM with a score of 4, 8, 10, 7, and 7, overall being 36. For some reason, when I use this, I just don't quite have a great feel for it. It is a very powerful weapon, though, and I know that people who are really good at it can destroy people with this. If it were just overall not personal bias, I bet it would be higher, possibly even near the top spot. But for me, I'm going to put it at number 6. It is a very, very good weapon, though. At number 5, we have the KN57, the top assault rifle. Its scores are 5, 8, 8, 7, 8 with an overall of 36. The reason why it's so high is because it hits hard. The recoil is a little hard to control sometimes, but when you hit your shots, people feel it, and that's what I really love about this weapon. It overall is decent, but the damage itself just compensates so much for the lack of greatness of the other parts. It hits hard, and people know when you hit them. In number 4, we have the Paladin HB50 with a score of 5, 10, 8, 6, 7 with an overall of 36. This gun's best quality is its headshot. If you headshot someone, you will kill them, and it's awesome. This gun is really good in squads for taking out people that are standing still, fighting your teammates, or fighting other people. In solos, people are usually going to be aware when you're aiming at them, and they'll be moving, and it won't be quite as useful. So I recommend using this thing a lot in squads, maybe not quite as much in solo. In number 3, we have the Outlaw with a score of 78797 and an overall of 38. This gun is very good at dishing out damage at high rates of speed for a sniper. It can really hurt people, even just with one shot. But the thing that is awesome about it is it can get that second shot off really quick, as well as it is quite easy to use because its idle sway is very, very low. It's probably the easiest sniper to use in this game, which makes it very, very good. In the number 2 spot, we have the Spitfire with a score of 4, 8, 10, 8, 8, and overall of 38. This is a very good gun, and it can melt people super quickly if you hit your shots. Sometimes the recoil is a bit hard to control, but if you're able to control the recoil on this gun, people don't have time to blink before they are dead. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we have the ABR223 with a score of 97787, overall 38. It was very close between the Spitfire, Outlaw, and ABR for me. Those guns are all very good, but the ABR has something, it's just something special. It just can dish out damage from so far away and so close with such precision. It's got to be the top of the list. It is a very beastly gun. You can laser people from far away if you're accurate with it. It's hard to beat. If other people are using it, you can get lasered, and it's rough being up against this thing if you don't have one yourself. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing gets a nerf in Blackout at some point. If it does, that stinks. But for now, this gun is sitting pretty at the top. And with all that, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And I mean that, please like and subscribe, because this video took like 5 hours of editing, 2 days of gameplay. This was a lot of work, and I would really, really appreciate the support. So yeah, please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.